objectives, right? Sufficiency. We also want to attain resources through the collective's equipment, web developing, just like Earthy does, his company does web development. That will help us all. I have equipment. I can get equipment through the school. Mark Square has equipment, right? Has studio resources. Many of you have resources that we can obtain. I met a guy, Mr. Mills back there in Showcase Video. We were just talking about equipment, and we got to talking, and he was like, I was telling him about some of our issues, our problems that we had. You know what? If we could only afford a steady cam, because when we have to hire somebody to come in and do it, it takes away money from the budget that we really don't have. Or if we had a crane, and he said, you know what? Don't worry about it. You got it now. I have it. That's powerful. Now he's here today, willing to provide his resources. So we have to pull in resources. It's like crumbs. You pull in crumbs here, crumbs here, crumbs here. Eventually, you're standing on top of a mountain. And that is our goal. We want to be looking over the mountaintop, right? Like, wow, look where we came from. It's not about where you start, it's where you finish. Let's finish strong together. Also, hours worked towards the union. So we definitely want to make sure that that we all are in the union. So even individually, you can see how this helps you, because you're all individually getting credits. You're all individually working on wonderful projects, and you never know which project is going to hit that $1 billion mark. Those $1 million marks that help us all feed our families, right? And help us all. You know what? I don't have to work no more. I can do what I love. Because everybody knows if you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life, right? So I just wanted to share some of the goals with you. And many of you have your own personal goals that you want to obtain. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it to the forefront. Let's make sure that this works for everyone, right? That it's effective for everyone. That's sufficient for everyone. So that's what we want to do. So I'm going to pass the mic now to Tiffany. I think my time is up. All right.
Thank you. Give Raphael a hand. Thank you. Very good job. Now I want to open the floor before we get to our next section for any questions. Do you all have any questions about what you've heard so far? All right.
I'm just going to bring the mic to the people that have questions.
My only question is it possible to have a contact list of the members distributed to everyone that arrived?
Yes, it is. We will explain that going towards the end too, because what we're going to do, we're going to give you some time to determine if this is for you and if you want to be a part of this group.
And then, but we all can be contacted. You can get my card, or you can get the business cards and that type of thing. But once you decide to become part of the collectives, then we're going to have another meeting where we'll distribute contact information and all of that. Okay. All right.
You just, maybe you should go through that.
Okay. Who had the question? Who was first? Oh, you trying to get me some exercise? That's what you're trying to do.
You always talk about you on the side.
All right, my question is, I don't even know who to direct it to, but it's more towards the business end of it. Of course, we all know that we all have our individual skill sets that we work on, equipment that we have or whatnot. You guys mentioned studio or whatnot. I understand that as a part of the collective, whenever we get together, we all just want to pull our resources and get what we can and make something work. Now, my question is, on an individual basis, being that most of us all here have our own company or our own entities set up. Now, as a part of this network, when we reach out to each other, as far as maybe I need your fashion sense, I need you to come out and do your makeup thing on the set or whatnot. My question is, how do we move forward on that? Because we all do what we do for a living, you know. So, is there an advantage within this collective to us individually working together on projects that are not collective based?
So that's your question.
Just to repeat his question is, the advantage of being part of the collectives is being able to tap into our resources and use the people who are part of the collective, the Atlanta Film Collective. I'm bad with names, y'all. And then to use on their individual projects. And that answer to that question, you want to take this one or? I'll say yes in a minute, because I'm like, I'll help you. What do you want done?
Of course, I think, like I say, everything is on an individual basis. We all have open hearts. We all have been at square one, right? At step one. most of us in the industry know what it's like not to have. So I feel like I know through the collective that we want to help. So definitely, if you come to me and you need some help on something, definitely I'm going to help you. Like I was just talking to Bernard back there. He said he does a lot of filming, but he does it with with a 7D or 5D, right? But basically, he said I need a camera now. Sorry, but I said, but just call me. I'm gonna come out there. You can use my camera. So we have to help each other out. I look at it like this. This is a fraternity, right? I don't know how many of y'all in fraternities. Not only is it social, but you're supposed to help and uplift each other, right? So welcome to the frat house. That's what I'm saying. Welcome to the frat house. All right.
All I'm gonna say is I got the paddle. No. I want to add on to that too, just so that you know and to clarify. As the collectives, we're going to be doing a lot of projects ourselves that we write in-house, produce, direct, everything in-house. So that means you have to understand if we're doing a major project, you need to schedule your stuff around that. That's the type of commitment that we're going to ask in this group, right? Am I correct? That is what we discussed. So, and that's only because, and I'm not going to say, you work on this $1 million project, we're saying, come on over here and work with us. No. I'm saying, you'll know ahead of time we're working on A, B, C, and D. This is our timeline. Please don't schedule your other stuff in that time frame. When you commit to us, we shoot, their 8-hour day is at least an 8-hour day when we're shooting, period. And if we know it goes to 14, 16, 18, 24 hours. We know how it is, right? Okay. So I just want to put that seed in your head too. Because when you say yes to us, we're really serious about this and we're moving forward, okay? All right, who had the next question?
Now, can I think his question is a little different though, because I think though that
then maybe we need to discuss a way to be able to do that. Because the way I hear you asking the question is, how do we take advantage of one another's individual resources outside of the collective? For instance, you need a place to shoot. Do you come in Mars Square and shoot for free, or am I going to charge you because am I going to not charge you because you're part of the collective? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to charge you. But I'm going to charge you at a discount rate. Because, we still got to keep the lights on. If I don't have lights on, you won't be able to come in and shoot and do nothing. So we would have to kind of think about that and kind of.
Like a little hand sound or something like that.
Yeah. You know how they do it. Yeah. So I
Take
think.
that a step further, because you're part of the collective. Now you have the resource and the pool of people that you can go to and say, what you have, can we barter?
Right.
This is what I have, this is what you have, can we work something out? So it's not only about, of course, we got to keep these lights on, so we have to charge for people using the studio. However, there are instances if you shoot photos, whatever, and I need my picture taken, then we can work out. I'm going to give you some free hours. It'll be the free hours to shoot my picture, but that's okay. But does that answer your question?
That's both of you actually answered my question. All of it works for what I was trying to figure out.
Okay.
Because there's certain skills that I have that I like as far as editing I can bring to the table, but I also edit, I have a rate that I charge. Now I understand, just like that was more to the point of my question, but you guys covered it as a blanket, so that works.
All right,
So
excellent.
you're gonna give us a discount if we call you?
Right, I was just about to say.
Because I
I got
have
2 hours for you.
Sometimes you don't listen to me.
I'm sorry, I got lazy. I'm sorry.
My question is, we all agree that content today is king. It's what matters, and there's lots of outlets for lots of different content. My question to the collective is, have you developed a pipeline for pitching the content that the collective creates so that it lands on a network or another entity or is distributed? Have you addressed distribution and back up just a little bit, pitching? Do you have a team that will go out? Because you can shoot it.
It's a two-part question.
It's a two-part
The
question.
question is, do we have a way of pitching the scripts,
Pitching, well, the finished product.
the finished product? Right.
And there's another part.
Okay, so it's 3 parts. You don't get
Often a project can, has such merit that it will attract benefactors and investors. Do you provide connections to the money to do the project so that everything the collective does is not self-funded?
Excellent question. Come on, Irv. It's like 5 questions. You got them all?
Yeah, I got this, Cliff. The answer is yes and no. Same time. All right. Yes, we do have a process for distribution, looking for investors, and what was your other question? It's like 6 of them.
You want to know for pitching?
Pitching, yes, and we have pitching. I'll tell you what, let's do this football style. I'm going to answer one, you pitch the next one, then I answer that one, and we just keep sweeping around this way, you feel me? Also, help one.
Pitching products.
Pitching products.
Projects, finished projects.
Yes, we do have a process for pitching projects, all right? Right now, what I want you all to understand is the collective is putting projects together, and we're building from the ground up, right? So the first thing we're going after are the credits, the IMDb credits, right? That is also, how can I put this? We're going after the IMDb credits by also going after certain film festivals, right? You feel me? And then after the film festivals, we're tracking content, contacts on the way up for this particular project. So each project has its own marketing plan. You see what I'm saying? And then in that process, we determine then who should we pitch this to for investment purposes, so forth and so on. But we have something to pull back from. It's not just, hey, this is a great project because I feel it. But we don't give a shit what you feel. You feel me? They were, because I'm an investor, so I know. And sometimes when people come to me and say, hey, I'd like for you to invest in this because I have a dream. Do I look like Dr. King? You feel me? I don't care about your dream. That's just real. You know what I'm saying? And that's what another investor would say too. I don't care about your dream. Show me the numbers. So before we pitch to anybody, we want to be able to show the numbers. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you asked the question that you asked earlier because that was real. We all have kids to feed or, you know what I mean, families to provide for. So bringing your resources to the collective, what are you going to get out of it at the end of the day to continue your monetary responsibilities to your entity that you have? I get you 100%.
And I just want to point out too, to what you're saying, that one of the things that we're doing as we pick projects, we're picking them based on how we might market them and how we can pitch them. So it's not just that I have a dream, I have a vision, I have a great story, can you please tell it? We're really thinking about, let's break this down. Where can we present it? What value can we get out of it in the long term? So it's not just, okay, let's do a project. It's really much more strategic.
And to piggyback on that, and we think about efficiency in every single project. So let's say if we're going to do a short film for a film festival, right? If we're going to do something for a film festival, and we know that there's a grant over here that has these certain qualifications, we're looking at that grant. And we're looking at how can we fulfill the qualifications to apply for this grant, as well as what we can do to apply for this film festival. That's efficiency, and that's one of the things that we plan to do, and pitching and going after it in that aggressive manner. Y'all understand that? If we know Discovery Channel is looking for something with urban filmmakers and some jungle stuff, I don't know, but we're gonna look towards that, and then we're gonna look at film festival. We're gonna apply every single thing so we can be efficient all the way across the board. But we want you to ask another question so we can answer. Pitch another one, Adam.
Okay, well, I got to think about my question. The distribution. A given project, of course, applies to different areas, and some may be films, others may be episodal TV, some may be documentaries. Will the collective look at a given project and say, and advise the members that, okay, we know where we can put this to maximize its impact?
that.